So I'm sitting here looking at these spotted turtles, and I look down, and right there is a copperhead. Literally could have very easily gotten bit by that snake by just not realizing it was there. And I might have even stepped on it. I mean, look at it. There's the copperhead. There's the beefing spotted turtles. This is exactly how herpers get bit, getting distracted by one thing and not seeing the other thing. Good morning, everybody. I just took my first steps out of the car and found our first snake of the day. Hopefully that's a good omen. Actually, the first cottonmouth we've seen this trip, just sitting there doing cottonmouth stuff. We're not going to be able to get any closer to him because he's on the other side of a ditch, but nice to get a snake so fast this morning. Such a simple life to be a cottonmouth in a ditch. It is our last full day in coastal North Carolina before we have to start making our way home, and I'm hoping that it'll be a good one. We've got perfect weather today. There is a lot of rain coming in this afternoon, so there's a chance we might get rained out at some point, but for now, it feels like as good of a day as any to find some snakes, so let's get to it. Dad has found a snake. Oh, it's just coiled up right there. It's a plain belly. Is it a plain belly? That's not a plain belly. What are you? I guess a fasciata? So I'm going to be honest with y'all. This is a very ambiguous Neurodia. I'm definitely leaning fasciata, but if we actually, it's acting weird, different from any Neurodia I've ever seen. If you flip it over, that looks more like, I don't know, very weird belly. Strange Neurodia. Nice looking snake though. This is definitely a more interesting area for Neurodia than I ever really realized before getting here. Because that belly is very, very different from anything I've ever seen. It's just a weird looking Neurodia. Definitely appears to be a mature male from what I can see, but we'll just let him crawl off, acting like a cottonmouth. Very, very, I mean, just seeing that, it looks like cottonmouth. That's what Dad thought it was at first. You can hear them right here. Look at all these bees. They're like mobbing a female or something. Look at this guy hunting. Must be after frogs in the ditch in the daytime. You just jumped onto something. I got some photos, but I never saw anything big. It might have just been like a tiny little snake or a tiny frog. Now he's gonna sit in an even better spot for us. All right, next snake of the day. Dad just spotted a nice ribbon snake basking on this little branch. It was pretty cool one to see too. All right, guys, here's a common snapper that was just hanging out on the trail. This is the second one of the trip. These guys are pretty dark up here, almost kind of reminiscent of the Florida snapping turtle subspecies, but obviously we're not in Florida.
Oh my God! Is this a ribbon snake or what?
These are rough green snakes.
Thank you, rough green, thank you.
Yep. All right, we just had a really cool encounter. We saw some people on the trail. It's been a very quiet trail, so it was like the only group of people we've seen out here. And they were looking at something, and turns out they had found a green snake. And I walked up and was looking at the green snake, and I noticed a few inches from this woman's head was a second green snake right next to the tree that everybody was looking around. But very cool. Been a very green snake heavy trip, which is always fine because they are very cool, very unique snakes. So it's definitely heating up. We might do a little bit of road cruising here soon, but it's been a snaky morning. Just once again missing our main targets. All right, I don't know why there's worm snakes here, but apparently there are worm snakes in coastal North Carolina. That is a very strange thing to me as a Georgian. We don't really have worm snakes very often in the coastal plain, and we certainly don't have them this close to the coast. And here's a nice little skincella. Great food for all the cool lizard-eating snakes. There you go, bud. That might be a gravid female. She's kind of plump. What? Why are the spotted turtles beefing? What is happening? That is so crazy. Turtle beef. What a find. Dad spotted these guys just going at it in this ditch. They're literally beefing. I'm guessing that's two males and maybe there's a female nearby. Holy. So I'm sitting here looking at these spotted turtles, and I look down, and right there is a copperhead. Literally could have very easily gotten bit by that snake by just not realizing it was there. And I might have even stepped on it. I mean, look at it. There's the copperhead. There's the beefing spotted turtles. This is exactly how herpers get bit, getting distracted by one thing and not seeing the other thing. Luckily, this snake does not seem to have any interest in biting me, but you can see it plain as day. Copperhead. So this is probably the single coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. These are presumably two male spotted turtles that are beefing. Spotted turtle beef. This is what we all came here to see. And boy is it wild. These guys have been chewing at each other, biting each other, trying to get on top of each other for like the last, I don't know how long we've been sitting here watching this. I mean, it's got to be exhausting for these turtles to do this. It's really insane. It's too bad the water is so glary, because it's just, I feel like it's coming out pretty good on video, but if this was clearer water, you'd be able to see all of this. And I mean, I'm a couple feet from these things. It's insane. Oh, we might have a winner. Is he done? Kind of seems like he's trying to get away at this point. Maybe not. I'll probably upload this as an independent video along with the vlog, because it's just, I mean, I've been sitting here for like 10 minutes recording this. It just keeps going. These guys are, it's like they're fighting to the death. It's really nuts how much energy these turtles are investing in beating each other up right now. This is insane. I mean, I know I've said that over and over again, but it's crazy to see this kind of thing with any animal, much less such a cool and rare turtle. And these guys are locally common here, but I mean, they're protected in every state they occur in, I believe. And it's due to the fact that they're declining, largely due to poaching and habitat destruction. And apparently beef with each other. I mean, this is just insane. Look at these things going at it still. It is really unbelievable. What a lucky thing to witness. I thought we got lucky with the snapping turtle encounter the other day, but this is just, I thought we couldn't go up, and I think we did. All right, this is getting ridiculous. The spotted turtles are beefing in there, and there's a cottonmouth. What is this? This is just insane. Sure enough, there they go. Beefing their way past the cottonmouth. Can they beef their way past the timber rattlesnake next? That's the last viper. That's the last venomous snake that's here that I haven't found while watching spotted turtles beef. This has really been one of the most insane 30 minutes of my life. And it's going probably on 40 minutes now. I'm not exactly sure, because I don't want to take my eyes off of what I'm doing long enough to look at the timestamp. They're kind of on the far side of the ditch from me now. About as far away from me as they have been. And honestly, the ditch gets really vegetated over there. I don't know that I'm going to be able to follow them much longer. And to see two different species of venomous snake right at my feet while I'm walking along, not really paying attention to where I'm going, because I'm watching possibly the most incredible natural history observation I've ever seen. What on earth? I know you guys hear me say that a lot, but I mean, this is a nice stump right there. Maybe that's where our timber is going to be. But this is just insane. It really is crazy. We've got a runner. We've got a runner. Kind of lost track of them because they went underwater. I'm guessing it's done. Oh, nope. Here we got one. I can't tell if that's the runner or the chaser. I mean, I think it's pretty much over though. This guy is in full retreat mode. Is that all she wrote? Let's see if he pops out over there. Oh, nope, right here. He's actually trying to climb up on land to escape now. So he is really, really in retreat mode. Can't even really see what's going on, but they're... That's one of them. Did you win, bud? I think he won. Is that our winner? That's our winner, I guess. Holy crap. And now he's like, wait a second, who's this guy? Who's this guy? How long's he been there? You want to beef with me next, bud? That's okay. I'm not gonna compete for your ditch territory. It was an absolute honor and a privilege, bud. Congrats on the victory. All right, we first started seeing the combat at 1:57, and it's now 2:30 on the dot. So 33 minutes at least, and those turtles were probably going at it long before we noticed what was going on. Let's continue on and see if we can find some snakes. Or more snakes, I guess. Found plenty of snakes just sitting there looking at the spotteds. I have literal goosebumps from that. That does not happen to me super often. I am just buzzing with adrenaline from that. I've seen quite a few more spotted turtles just swimming around and on logs that jumped in, including my first kind of small one. I'd really like to see a little hatchling, but I mean, I haven't really gone too far yet from where the guys were beefing at. It seems like there's plenty of spotted turtles down here getting along with each other. There are a lot of southern leopard frogs out here. Look at that. It's a pretty little frog. Nice green highlights. That boy is handsome as heck. Look at him. Oh no, he doesn't want the smoke. Very, very pretty. All right, Dad just flipped our second ring neck of the trip. This one's got a nice broken ring. Kind of different looking, but otherwise pretty typical. All right, guys, we're walking one last spot for pygmy rattlesnakes. I've only seen one here, and it was a long time ago, so I don't know if we'll actually be able to find one at this spot or not, but probably going to be our last major stop for the trip, or at least for the day, because we do have to be home tomorrow night, and we're 10 hours away. But this has been such a fantastic trip. Oh, turkey feather. I guess that's a turkey. We saw some turkeys in the road earlier. So I've been kind of excitedly walking up to this for a while now because I thought it was going to be a big box turtle, but it's simply the giantest pile of bear turd I have ever seen. I mean, that whatever animal made that, I don't even want to see that bear. Well, that is not what I was expecting, but I'm glad it happened. That is what looks like a big king snake digging around in this grass pile. I'm going to try to get an in situ photo, and then we'll get a better look at him. This is definitely kind of strange. This snake has not reacted to us being here at all. Oh, it is definitely a little aberrant. Look at that. Yeah. It's like spotted. Where's your head, dude? Oh, it is way over here. So I was kind of thinking it would be over here, but I couldn't see it. It's like, yeah, he's not as crusty as I thought he was. Wow, there we go. He is in shed. Okay, maybe he is kind of crusty, but he's pretty crusty. Yeah, he is quite crusty. He's a little Outer Banks looking, though. Mm-hmm. I mean, he is very aberrant. Definitely not normal. Not even normal for this area. We're not on the Outer Banks anymore. We're on the mainland, but very interesting. 3 for 3 on in-shed Lamprey Peltis this trip. Let's go! The price we pay to see crazy turtle behavior in the wild, I guess. All right, guys, we're in a big old abandoned barn, and you know how this guy likes to poke around in abandoned barns and find rat snakes. And sure enough, he did the dad thing. We have a little, these are going to be black rats here in eastern Georgia. So that's a baby black rat snake. Very cool. That's so cool. He kind of sucked in the crack. I got a couple photos of him, but yeah, we're back in Georgia now. We're going to wrap up the trip here at some new spots that I've never checked out that I've had pinned for a while. So hopefully there will be more snakes to come, but if not, that's a pretty cool thing to see. Baby rat snake hanging out in an old building. All right, finally another snake. I just flipped this guy under tin inside of a building. This is a big black rat snake, so this is more or less what the little one we found earlier would look like. Look at him. That was a crazy tongue flick. It's also worth noting that this guy is super heavily keeled. I just saw keeled scales, and I thought it was a hognose when I flipped him at first, but definitely a little bit of kind of gnarly blistering going on, so we won't handle him too much. Whoa. What'd you say? Racer? Dad just saw a racer too, so a couple snakes here. Very nice. Really hoping for a king out here, but I guess it's probably not going to happen today. All right, buddy. Back to your tin pile.